If you go on to enjoy the video, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing. It does really help me out a lot. And if you're into Funko Pops, I've just started a brand new channel dedicated to them. The link for that can be found in the description. And beat the random lottery that is FIFA points by buying the coins direct from u7buy.com. Use code TVM at checkout for a 5% discount, or if you're a new customer, get 8% discount. The link is down below. What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're going to take a look at what is quite possibly the best non-top 5 league defender in the game. We'll call it an off league for the purpose of just trying to make it shorter more than anything. High defensive work rate, 6'2", upgraded from an 86 to an 88. As you can see, he's untradeable. I was unfortunate, or fortunate, no, probably unfortunate, enough to pack him in the guaranteed what if player pack, which is, yeah, I've paid more on that pack than what Pepe is worth. I could buy him on the market for 50k or less, which is a slap in the face. However, kind of a blessing in disguise, because I would never have used this card ever. I wouldn't have bothered trying, were it not for the fact that I packed him. And I'm grateful that I actually packed him now, because I've used a player that I don't think anyone else is going to use outside of people who like to just switch it up a little bit and use cards that aren't the norm. I'm here to tell you that if you can fit him in chemistry-wise, you're going to have not an end game, but not far off an end game centre-back. His pace does let him down slightly. Sprint speed's good at 82. His acceleration's only 74. He needs a shadow or a catalyst. I mean, an anchor, sure, fine, but he needs one of the other two. You can probably get away with an anchor if you play, you know, the drop back kind of style. So you won't need to run in behind that often to try and stop fast strikers or whatever, because he's already on the edge of his penalty area or inside his own penalty area, so that would be fine. You could put an anchor on him, but if you do play a higher line than anything drop back, you are going to need a catalyst or a shadow to keep up with some of the pacey strikers that are now in FIFA. His reactions and his composure are both 87. High defensive work rate obviously helps him out a lot. 3-star weak foot is adequate, and he's 6'2". With great defensive stats and great physicals, there is almost nothing to complain about. And I say almost because there is something a little bit here or there. You know, he's not going to be the fastest in terms of the jockey, as well as just acceleration in general. So if you like to cut passing lanes, for example, you may find it a little bit difficult here or there to jockey back and forth between, you know, players passing it around on the edge of the area. I've got a decent little team around him. It's nothing too over the top. Because we do have St. Graven at left back, the goalkeeper. I know he's an icon, but he is dodgy as hell. Koopmine is in the middle there. The new upgraded Leroy Fer, which we will be doing a video later on about. But we're here to talk about Pepe. So Pepe gives the ball away there. It's my fault, not his. I'm not going to blame him for that. It's something that I've done completely wrong. But he recovers really well, keeps up with the attacker quite nicely, and then makes the block. He loves a block, this card. Loves it. He can't get enough of it. Honestly, it's like he was programmed to just block and do nothing else. He will auto block like nobody's business. I know there are a lot of cards in the game that will auto block. In fact, every card in the game auto blocks, and people like Rafael Varane and Joe Gomez are notorious for it. But that's kind of because you come up against them more than any other defender, so you're just used to them doing it. I'm sure every defender does it, but Pepe, I noticed for whatever reason, just seems to auto block more than any defender that I've used this FIFA. I've used Puyol for quite a while now, the moments from the SBC. And yeah, he auto-blocks a fair few times in a game, but Pepe is like every single shot he will get in the way of. Every single shot he will block, he'll deflect it. His passing can let him down. That is, I would say, not a major flaw, but definitely a flaw in the card. He will pass it out from the back, short, you know, relatively well. But anything more than just what's in front of him, like that distance there, fine. Anything more than that, down the line, cross field or anything like that, forget about it. Don't even try it. It is not worth it. You will lose possession. Maybe 1 in 10 will hit their intended target. So I would avoid it wherever possible if I were you. He, position-wise, is very good. I would say he's up there with some of the best defenders I've used this FIFA. You know, I've used your Rafael Varane, your Joe Gomez's. I've used, like your Koundés, just sort of mid-ranged, overpowered, overused players. But I've also used Van Dijk, and I've used Puyol's Moments card, and I've used Smalling, What If card, and loads, Kyle Walker in form and things. this Pepe card, he will compete with any of those for quality, even the overpowered meta cards. He's a little bit slow. That honestly, apart from that, and you know, I mentioned the passing, I'm not that bothered about it. He's a little bit on the slower side, but with a shadow, it's not that bad. 84 acceleration, 92 sprint speed with a shadow. And I know a lot of people don't believe in chem styles. A lot of people will argue that they don't really give the true representation of what the boost says. And I kind of agree and disagree at the same time. It depends what day you catch me on, to be honest. But he didn't really have that much in the way of a pace problem. He didn't feel particularly slow. I didn't really feel like he struggled to keep up with anyone that I would expect Rafael Varane to keep up with, for example. He was fine in that sense. He made some great challenges. He recovered very well against a lot of good players. He put in some great slide tackles as well. And he cleared the ball whenever he needed to. Puyol makes a challenge there and gets it out. Leroy Fer moves it forward. The ball's going to come back at some point and we are going to be in some danger. But Pepe will sort it out and he will manage to sift out the danger. The problem, apart from the acceleration really, and it doesn't come down to stats, is going to be how you get him into a team. Honestly, I mean, for me personally, it wasn't that big of a deal because I had a couple of options at right back to link him in. I had some icons around him, and of course in friendlies, I can get away with it a little bit more. That move was started by Pepe, by the way, as was the goal previous, which is just class. But that he can get things moving from the back. Great slide tackle there, doesn't give away a foul. We win the ball back and we move on. And again here, I think he puts in a foot to a slide tackle again to block that shot that was going across the keeper. I have no faith in Van der Sar as well. Yeah, I'm playing friendlies here, so I know full well that I can't use the Van der Sar that I have, and I can't use this, that, and the other player. But Portugal isn't a terrible nation to try and link in, especially this FIFA. So you've got a fair few options of that Pereira right back for Leicester, for example. I had him or Zanetti, could have, boxed him in. And you've got Ronaldo that a lot of people have, and various other Portuguese cards. But yeah, icons I think are going to be your friend in linking Pepe into a team. Not one for the super sub bench, of course, but if you can fit him into a team, he is cheap enough that you are going to be able to bypass some of the more expensive cards that do exactly the same thing as this Pepe. But Pepe can actually do a lot, and a lot better. He's a very, very good card. Honestly, if he was in a top 5 league, he would be very, very expensive. Trust me. Don't trust me on most things, but just trust me on this. Let me know what you think of the card in the comments. If you have enjoyed this player review, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel for new, and until the next time, goodbye.